I'm not, yes, go. Hi.
Hello.
Oh, crap, that reminds me, I gotta text your sister-in-law.
Okay. All right.
Okay, go ahead.
Call the Public Works Standing Committee meeting of September 23rd, 2025 to order. All right. Since I wasn't able to get the meeting minutes finished, so we will put those off until next week, or next 2 weeks from now.
3 weeks.
3 weeks
This
from
is
now.
our big week.
It is our big week.
I will make
Okay.
sure that they are submitted along with this week's, but I will not be here for that meeting.
In 3 weeks, you're talking about.
Yes.
But that's not allowed. Okay. All right, Public Works update from Mr. Maples.
Water project is moving along. I would say technically we're behind schedule, but it's just been, difficult digging. They made, last time I was here, I think they were still in a very congested area. They got out of that. We had a little bit, one little hiccup, and then at 19th Street, we had quite a few problems, but I do believe, I just got a text, I think they'll be through 19th tonight, and then they should be smooth sailing. I anticipate they'll be done digging in 2 weeks.
Will the road be open?
Done digging.
Then the road will get paved, and then it'll be open. And they're just gonna pave the trench line, so it's not gonna really make the road that much better. But, the contractor's doing a good job. I don't believe we've had, I don't think I've had hardly any complaints with anybody on that project. It's been pretty good. Sewer, I'll skip the sewer. Well, I'm gonna go back to the water for a second. I asked them to prepare a change order for this project, and it is actually down on 6th and Hauser and Billard. Just kind of trying to think ahead, look at things. I don't know where the path leads in terms of the ice skating rink, but should that happen, there are 2 old cast iron lines that are underneath that ice skating rink. We came up with a little engineering plan that will eliminate those lines and allow them to be abandoned in place. It requires putting in 148 feet of 8-inch pipe. So I thought, I'd like to see what a change order looks like, because we would save money on a mold fee and everything else. They came back with a price. First time was a little high. I think they were trying to make up for underbidding the big job. They sharpened their pencils. They came back with another price that I think is decent, given the fact that we are financing this through the SRF with 50% forgiveness, so half of it will get paid for if we put it on this loan. And not sure about, we don't know about the ice skating rinks for sure, but those are old cast iron lines, so those are what we're trying to eliminate from the system. And we have a street project coming through there starting this spring. I don't want to get down the road in a year and say, okay, yeah, we're going to do this ice skating rink now. Let's put these lines in and tear up brand new pavement, curb and gutter. So
Proactive.
And I mentioned this in one of the other meetings. I don't know who was all in part of that.
I think it might have been last night.
Yeah, but it's something that was slated to do. So it's not like we're putting it in because of the ice skating rink, but we switched the order around because it made sense and logic.
Our ultimate goal, should we ever get there, would be to eliminate all the cast iron pipes in town. So this is part of the goal. Whether it was up here, down here, I don't know where it was. It certainly wasn't on top. I think now it is. And so, I feel like it's a good decision to, do the change order. I've already ran it through all the
People giving us the money.
yeah, and everybody signed off, so all we gotta do is sign off on it. $85,000, we have about 160 in contingency for what is, over the budget, or under the budget of what we budgeted this project, so we have money in contingency. And we've spent some so far, but not, I mean, maybe, I'm gonna guess, maybe 20,000, so. And the other thing, we also have, we only budgeted 800,000 out of, impact fees for this, and the impact fees were, you can only spend them on things that were part of the impact fee study, and this project is the only thing in there. So this is what only thing we can spend it on is this bypass project. We budgeted 800,000, we have 850 or 60 or something in impact fees, so there's more money there that I hope I'm gonna get money to spend it all out of impact fees on this project, so that gives us a little more cushion in that budget. So the 85,000, I think, is not gonna be a financial problem to do that now. And anybody have any questions about that, or
No.
have any bad things, bad ideas?
No.
No,
No, we
I
want-
think,
No
yeah.
one has said anything to me?
No,
I think it's,
yeah, it seems
I-
like everyone's going positive about it, they're just, I think they're more or less like, oh, it's finally getting,
I mean, about doing the change order.
oh, the change order, yeah, no, I don't
Oh,
care.
okay.
no.
No.
It seems like a win-win. Sewer project, that one's been a little bit more of, it's more of a rodeo. We have 3 different contractors that work on it. One that lines the manholes, one that lines the pipes, and one that does the repairs
Manhole
in the
pipe
dirt.
repairs.
We should have all the dirt repairs done possibly tomorrow, so that'll get rid of one of them. The lining guys have been great, they've been working with the businesses really well. I think we did have one snafu on Monday, because we have to work pretty closely with businesses, and especially restaurants need to be shut down, or we have to make special provision and pump their sewage if we can. So we had everybody set for Monday to do, well, the 13th, I think it was, and, it rained. We can't do it in the rain, so that blew up the schedule a little bit, but they got one line today, came out good. The guys lining the manholes are, they're here, they're working. I
And that's
expect
Vortex, correct?
No, Vortex is lining the pipes, EIP is doing the manholes.
Gotcha, okay.
Right.
I expect they should be up and running on full step, hopefully in a day or two. They've had a lot of problems with, stuff not being here, blah, blah, blah. And just them not being prepared, so I did have one so far, I got one kind of angry phone call from the yodeler. 'Cause we were putting in a manhole behind there, and, it was really gonna affect him. And I worked with a contractor, we went over there, and we just moved, just kind of, we made the project last an extra day to make the yodeler happy, and I think it worked, so, that's the only complaint that I'm aware of on the sewer project.
Are they still operating out of one floor,
Mhm.
the Yoder? Okay.
Oh.
We got the skate park, parks, we got the skate park, resealed last Friday. Took a little while for the sealer to dry, had to play with it a little bit, but came out great. I went down there Saturday, around noon, the skaters were all happy with it. The one kid said it's way past step.
Well, there was one,
Believe that.
I saw the one kid who went down it and was like,
Yeah,
Checking out.
one kid said
Right.
go down Friday while it's still wet, go through the tape and ride on it, but
But that didn't end up having a negative impact.
that's what I was
when
wondering, if
said
that didn't
that.
do anything.
no.
No, okay.
If it did, it was to his bike, not to the track.
Yeah, I mean, it probably wasn't great, but it was insignificant. So it was mostly dry. There was these weird little, they were probably like sides of your, into your pinky, these little bubbles that every now and then formed, and, they got a seal, they cured too fast on the outside, I don't know if it's 'cause of the sun or what, but
Mhm.
then they wouldn't get to pop them
Huh.
to get them to, for the sealer to dry, it was still full of liquid sealer in there, so.
Weird.
I was hoping they'd go away overnight, they didn't, so we mopped it in the morning and broke them, and in 15 minutes it was ready to go.
Okay.
But I think he just rode over some of those little bubbles.
I got the,
Flew over
That
the
kid,
side.
yeah.
I don't know, other park stuff, well, pools, pretty much shut down, we got it drained, we got the boiler shut down, everything, we still have the water on there. We're gonna do some more cleaning, and then we will winterize the water system, we're pretty well shut down.
And we have, just by way of information, we have a meeting on Thursday, kind of the post-op
Yeah,
from the
yeah,
pool. That's not a public meeting or anything, but that's just to kind of go through the things that,
For the
and,
season?
yeah, kind of the season and what do we want to do differently. and
postseason meeting.
Lessons learned.
I did get I got a project scheduled for the street project, they're gonna start in the spring, and it's, a schedule at this point is pretty much a hypothetical thing, but, I have a copy if anybody's interested, they plan on working, I think, well, you're probably with me, but as soon as they can and ending somewhere like in August, I'll be done. I got some stuff on our sidewalk incentive program. And what I got for everybody is a copy of what Shoto does. And I tried to get a resolution that they passed to do this, but, they didn't do a resolution. They just voted in a meeting and it was in the minutes. But I included one from Lewistown too, and I think if we combine the language of both of these, we would have a pretty good, program, and basically, what I'm proposing is what Shoto did, pretty much exactly, including some of the, I think the language in the Lewistown one is better. Lewistown didn't provide any money. What their incentive program provided was basically Public Works should come in and, remove the sidewalk and the concrete for somebody who wanna do it. And they would provide traffic control, barricades, list contractors do the repairs without recommending any associated asphalt, blah, blah, blah. I think that's something to consider adding to this, have the money and that,
They get 50% of the cost, plus we do the demo.
if they want. But I do think that like, and in the Lewistown one, there's more language about, you know, this program is contingent upon the city commission appropriating sufficient funds. I think we should have something like that in there, 'cause it's an annual budgeted thing. I think they have, I think there's a lot of good language in the Lewistown one that we can use in ours. They have any project which is estimated to exceed 10,000 of city resources must be approved by the council. Something along those lines would be good. I think, you know, I think especially
Within 60 days.
for, with the 50/50 and Shoto, that was pretty much strictly, I mean, it says in there it's up to public works director, but the way we ran that, it was literally first come, first served. We didn't pick and choose, and I think that's the right way to do it. I
Until
think,
funds are exhausted, basically.
what's that,
Just run it until funds are exhausted
Yep,
for the year,
then you
and
say
then
so.
it's available for the next year.
you know, put the close sign up and call next year.
Did they have to reapply for the next year, or were they just on a waiting list?
I think
If they try again next
basically, no, we said, just come back next year.
Okay.
We didn't hold any applications.
Yeah,
Okay.
no wait list.
One thing I think, if we do go with Public Works help with removal of the concrete and disposal. And there's some language in the Lewistown one that we could borrow, but it's at Public Works discretion.
And we need to keep
Mainly-
that.
With that,
And we need to keep that.
yeah, and I want that just so that, and they also have in there that they have to sign something, they're not gonna sue the city too. I want
Yeah,
that.
hold
Liability.
harmless.
But I just don't wanna get into like, we've got a lot of buildings, especially on Main Street, where we have sidewalks right up to old rock foundations.
Mm-hmm.
Those ones I'm probably gonna say, no, we're not gonna do that, hire somebody. We'll do the 50-50 part, but we're not doing, I don't wanna be digging next to a 100-year-old rock foundation.
Right.
And it may be that our workload doesn't allow us to do
Yeah,
it. We may have other
that
things that we're
may
doing.
too. It may come up where we don't have a window, so I do want that part, but so I think if everybody reads through both these, I'm gonna, I started kind of melding them together on the computer.
Do you have electric copies that we could get to council that they can,
Like PDFs?
you know, like, well, you can convert PDFs into Word documents, I guess, but just so that they can copy paste as they're doing it.
Yeah, I have the total one in Word and the Lewistown's in PDF.
So are you, as you're saying you want to do some more playing with it and melding with it before you
Well,
give it
I
to
think-
council, or do you
I
want
think-
council to take it?
Either one, I mean, kind of you guys, I was gonna say, you guys kind of read over this, become familiar with it, maybe highlight what you like.
Mm-hmm.
And then I was gonna throw something together for the next time we meet to kind of meld them, and then we just go through it in here and go, no, we want this, to take that out.
But you'll come up with the next step, but they will have had the homework that they can come in and say, this part's not there, we want it to be.
Yeah, I want them to have read this a couple times and be fairly intimate with it and understand it, so that we can form a good document.
Yeah, cool. So,
And
That's an interesting-
that's all I wanna get into right now.
I have another public works related thing, or kind of in a public works standpoint. Did you get a chance to look at that engineering, the 4 holes they wanna drill up there?
I think.
Up where?
yeah.
So,
There.
There.
well, no, he knew what I was talking about, so,
Yeah.
the city-owned land
Okay.
next to, adjacent between the high school and Coal Miners Park,
Okay.
Oh,
they wanna, in order to start to get in, or start to come up with plans or anything, or apply for the grant that they're applying for, the FWP one,
mm-hmm.
that they said, we'll give you $150,000, but, they wanna go drill 4 10-foot holes to do the geotech stuff
Right.
for it. So, there's
That's pretty
one part of
standard.
it that I have a concern with, which is that we have not, council has not had any of the public discussions or hearings and said, yes, that's what's gonna be there someday. However, we've got somebody who's donating this effort, and it is city-owned land, so knowing what it is not problematic per se. But I also, through all of this park stuff, I'm trying to avoid getting the cart before the horse.
Mm-hmm.
Well, the difference is on this is the geotech holes will not change the park that's already there.
That is a true
So-
statement, but.
So if that's part of seeing if they can get funding, which would be probably the first step, because if there's no funding, it's not gonna happen. So, I mean, it all kind of works together, I
But they're
guess is
planning
what
on
I'm
doing
saying.
the geotech, like those holes regardless, right? They've already.
Well, I think there's an advantage to the city.
Yeah, well, and that's, yeah, we
regardless,
talked
whether
about
it's
it,
used
yeah,
for that or
last
anything
night.
else.
Right.
Agree. I think it's beneficial for the city to do it. It's just, I mean, yeah, if they're,
What I
Do
don't
it.
know, and I've asked Lonnie, and Lonnie's feedback was it's a little bit of cart before the horse, but, and city attorneys on it as well. What I don't know is, do we need a resolution to approve it, just cover the bases, or if we just say, go do it?
I-
And
Is the city gonna have to pay for it?
No, because
then,
and that was, there's no obligation tied to it or
Yeah,
anything, so that was my thinking is we're okay.
But they want a
They-
donation thing.
They're gonna do 5,400, they want the ability to say that it's donated. Now, what I don't know is, I'm trying to think on the recipient, I think the city is going to be the recipient of
The
that-
grant.
Of the grant on that, so that's something that'll come to council before
well,
we accept it.
right, yeah, that's different. You know, if someone's applying, just like before, we would want a resolution saying that we authorize these people to apply for a grant on the city's behalf.
Yep, or
And if you
they're-
wanna
they're-
do-
I think we're submitting it, so I would need
They
council
already
permission.
So they already got awarded $150.
No, so what they did is they have what's called the pre-process,
Mhm.
and in the pre-process, they say, we have $100 million, you get $1 million, you get $1 million, you get $1 million. Okay, except the numbers are much smaller than that. No obligation to do that. Now, it's not competitive in, they came back and said, Red Lodge, you get $150,000. Now, to get that, you have to fill out the application and come back,
Okay,
and it has to meet all the requirements, but it's not going to anybody else. If we don't get it, then it doesn't get used and it's back in the pool for the next time they do this project. So and that's what we did before, and we didn't do a resolution for that. We talked about it, but we didn't end up doing a resolution because there was no obligatory sort of a thing. But when they put in the real grant for it,
right.
in order for me to sign that, I will want council.
Right, on the
Absolutely.
count.
I mean, because we came down on, you know, on the Parks Board, certain person on the
Yeah.
Parks Board, because they were applying for grants
Without-
on their own without any city,
Without the city involvement, yeah.
Right.
That's
So-
identity fraud.
right, well, so we want to make sure that we're following those same guidelines.
Yeah.
But as far as this goes, geotech, you know, I mean, if,
There's no,
do you see a problem with geotech holes? Like,
I think,
where we,
like I said,
council
I will-
approval?
Motion would take forever.
I know,
And the ground might be frozen, but.
I know, I have no problem with geotech holes,
I think it's a good faith thing.
yeah.
yeah.
like I said, we'll still, but I said, you understand where my concern is of, I don't want people transiting to that, you've already made a decision that that's what's going there, because we are gonna
Right,
have.
no,
Okay.
not at all, no, this is just the first step to even see if it's a viable
Feasible,
place
And then
for it to be.
I'll wanna get the attorney buy-off before we authorize it and move forward. But to your point, it's 3 weeks before we meet again.
Yeah,
Um,
no, you've got 3 council people here, I have no problem with
Yeah, and
geotech holes.
we discussed it last night too, and
Yeah,
Yeah.
we found it more beneficial, like there was nothing, we're not losing anything, but,
Did someone come for the, land use? No, okay.
no.
So I think the biggest concern right now is Lonnie, but that's staff, and so that's for me to address and figure out. But I wanted to make sure that we're
yeah,
not running afoul of.
I mean, the only, like I've said, the only time I really want things to go before council is if it's a big project and you're changing the use of a park,
Mhm.
you know,
Well, but
that's
there's
different.
things that if we're doing work or we're spending money, there's things that.
Right,
that
but we're
you
not
do,
the
but
ones,
this doesn't
but we're not the
qualify
ones
for it yet.
spending the money. If we were the ones spending the money, it'd be different, but we're not.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
if they're,
So-
if they're
Do the
willing to
tennis folks have their own?
They do have their 501c, and so it may be
They get-
that they're issuing that letter.
Yeah,
So.
'cause I mean, you could say that they're the ones benefiting, because it's a service and they're providing it for the tenants, 501c.
So that's stuff to sort out. I just want to make sure that I wasn't gonna run afoul and have council cry foul if we go dig 4 holes and backfill them when they're done.
I don't want them to accuse us of stalling. And I think we're all kind of in agreement that this is sort of a thing they have to do, and it's not gonna tear up any land and not cost anything. But I don't wanna be accused of, stalling, because I'm kind of like this on this project.
From a construction standpoint, it's a smart thing to do at this point in the game. I mean, it'll come back, I think, as it's all coal,
trash.
but that will probably, and then it'll be an engineering question or a soils guy question of, can we place 10,000 yards of fill on top of coal and expect it to hold it? I mean, you wanna know that.
Well,
before you even-
it depends on how far they go down. There could be garbage there still.
That's what I was just thinking, I was like, or
They,
there's
when they
garbage.
put that high school in, they hauled out truckloads of garbage.
But
from the
I
old dump.
think
They
it's 10 feet
may
is
come
what
back
they're.
and say, this place is not suitable for this kind of construction.
And now we'll know for future construction too, of what is down there,
Yeah.
so.
Yeah, we need to know, let's do it.
Yep.
Boom.
Yep, we're good. Does that answer your question?
It did, thank you.
Okay.
When we were talking about the public works stuff, I wanted to slip that in there.
Okay,
Got it.
all right. Anything else, Mike?
Yeah, no.
I didn't get in his way, but I did talk to the Vortex guy today. He's very excited about the product that he's putting in our, so, but that was good to see, the product and what it does and
Mhm.
all that, so.
All right.
If you get a chance, talk to Bill, he's the supervisor for Vortec, he's a very nice guy, very knowledgeable, deals with people really well.
Yeah, and I talked to, a couple of property owners down here, and they were like, no, they gave us really good notice, they told us what was going on, they told us about how long it would be, she's like, yeah, she's like, they're really nice guys to work with, so.
And it's gone good with the restaurants?
What's that?
It's gone good with the restaurants?
Except for the one that we rained in, so they'll be impacted twice.
You what?
Except for the one where it rained the day.
Oh.
Yeah, the 13th,
Yeah.
12th.
Yeah, that one's probably gonna,
Was that Babcock and Miles?
We're grumbling about that one, but what do you do? It's the weather.
Was that Babcock and Miles?
It was,
No, we got, Babcock and Miles was done today, and, he was concerned when it rained on Monday that it would screw the whole schedule up, and Bill assured him that he was still on the schedule for Tuesday, so I'll have you back on by 2:00, and I was down there at noon, and they had cut his service out, and he was back in service 2 hours early, so went good.
oh, good.
So they said they're trying to do it on their days that they're closed anyway.
So how does that work with like restaurants that aren't closed? They're just having to close for the day?
Depending on, like,
Bogart's, and I know Bogart's closed today for the first time and ever. And
yeah,
they're,
that's
we're supposed to be
what
open
we
by
did
4.
today, did we? That's what we did today, yeah.
The contract is 8 hours, right, is the maximum outage, and they're trying to do less than that. So
Yeah.
there's a possibility that they may have to shut down for up to 8 hours because they don't have, if they are dependent on sewer, which could be water. You could close your restrooms and still need sewer. But
Well-
you can use a little bit.
Not when you're
But-
doing dishes.
can't.
You
It
can't.
really,
No,
for restaurants, bars, whatever, you're not, it's just,
Yeah.
there is an exception where, like, if there's, I think a pizza company that work this way, they can be open because they, leave an outside clean out, that they can
Siphon it out of-
basically park a back truck there and run it the whole time. They're looking
Oh.
at sewer, so all the sewage from there is going into the back
Back
truck,
truck.
but, most of these old places don't have cleanouts outside of them.
No.
yeah,
So
okay.
it's a rarity.
I saw the back truck today, first time. Was it,
Well, did you see ours or theirs?
no, I saw is it Elgin on the side of it? Is it Elgin brand?
Colgan?
No, that was a street sweeper.
Oh, so when's the back truck gonna come out?
Well, it's been out every day since we bought it, I think.
Oh, okay, I
Okay.
just haven't seen it, okay, good.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Okay, Parks Board and Sustainability Board updates.
Well, parks, I already told you about 2 weeks ago, and then sustainability was last week, and, I really can't remember, but I think the biggest thing is that we're gonna start making PSAs, public service announcements for, that the Roman Theater, has, volunteered or will show these, and around town, so I've
Oh, the Bear Aware.
volunteered to write, I need some actors in town maybe, no, just about recycling and other sustainability things that they're gonna film, and I think, I forgot who volunteered to film them, and then we'll show them at the movie theater.
Yeah, didn't you say something like they were gonna start showing, like, being bear aware and,
Yeah, and then, well, we were talking about recycling at our meeting, but I don't know,
Yeah.
about,
Okay.
not sure. maybe locking garbage cans too.
Yeah, I think it was garbage
Yeah.
disposal.
So we're gonna do that and try to get some fun stuff, make it kind of fun and lighthearted and, get people's attention.
Nice,
AFN style.
okay. Resolution number 3718, declare certain municipal property as surplus property.
Just on that, just really quickly, I did receive a question that wanted to make sure there wasn't a typo on that, because there's one of those that is a bin and one of them that is a pin, and that is correct. The vehicle has a vehicle identification number, and the skip drag loader, that's not skid, that's skip, is a product ID number, so VIN and PIN are both accurate.
It's all,
Just to
they're
drop
ID numbers. Different manufacturers call different things.
So,
Okay, what is
That
it?
was accurate, somebody had just raised that as a,
the skip drag loader,
And I
and
looked
then
that up, and
the,
that's a front end loader. They
A
might want to-
skip, drag,
It's like a little, like, when you see the backhoes driving around town with the front end loader on front, it's like one of those, except it doesn't have a backhoe on the back.
it just has a front?
It's just got a loader bucket on the front.
Do you need one?
doesn't everybody need a loader? I'm like, come on.
Stop, have you seen my irrigation dish?
I know,
I'm just saying,
I know.
It's kind of fun.
So how does this work? You just put it out on this website where people can go buy it?
Yeah, I was hoping, I'd had a couple of towns that were interested in the back truck, and we could sell directly to another community in Montana without jumping through too many hoops. That's the easiest, but, neither, the one town, their city council, I told them no, and, the other town, their city council told them yes, but, their public works director is smart enough to realize he doesn't have a building to put it in, and he needs to store them inside in the winter in Montana, so,
Yeah.
he's like, I'm not gonna buy it, park it outside, and so it'll go to, the surplus auction site. We're gonna put them on there, and we're gonna have a reserve on them, and see what happens, and, I do have some private individuals that are interested in the back truck who contacted us. I do wanna get the back truck sold before winter, because we don't have a place to store the old one inside, and we don't need to incur any damage to it, because then we just lose our value, and that's stupid, so, we don't wanna do that.
What will the reserve be on both of them?
I think we're gonna do, when I talked to, the Vactor dealer, they wouldn't take that one in as a trade, even though it's a good running truck, because it's got a international diesel engine it called a Max Force engine, which has been, if you Google it, you'll see all these class action lawsuits, because it was a bad motor. So they didn't wanna touch it. So I asked him what it would be worth, and the first time he told me, he said, well, probably 60, and then I was like, really? Because it runs good, you know, we haven't had any problems. It's a little bit of a ticking time bomb, but, then he said 80. I think we're gonna start it at 60, and I think we can still pull it even after if we don't get what we want. I gotta look in the details. And the skip drag, I'm still trying to see if I can work out a municipality to sell it to. And the other thing that you guys approved, that we haven't got out to auction yet, but it's gonna go with this, is that, Durapatcher. I think we put 20 on that as a reserve.
So,
We don't
on
have
the
the
skip drag loader, do you have a reserve on that, or a value?
No, I
Just,
haven't, we don't even have,
okay.
we haven't put it, like, we prepared all the stuff for the auction for the two, and I haven't for the skip drag, so I'm gonna, try to
Sell it,
one
and then you want, okay.
separate.
Do you have an idea about the value of it, like 50, 40?
I don't know, I mean, I think to the
buy
right
one?
person, it's a weird piece of equipment,
You met her
The
family?
right person is probably worth 50 or 60.
That's what I was kind of thinking, so.
Um,
So, and equipment's not cheap,
no.
ever, especially any kind of dirt work equipment,
And
it's not cheap.
it's always a crapshoot with the auctions. You never know what's gonna happen. I mean, I put stuff on there that I thought was worth $5,000 maybe, and it sold for 15. And I've had stuff that we had to pull because it was gonna go for nothing, you know, so.
Yeah,
And so you just pull it before the auction is done, in that case?
Well, I'll have to review the rules and see what we can do.
Like eBay.
just set your
Big
reserve
stuff.
high enough so you can, you know, you don't get your reserve, you
You
get
know,
that.
I'm not afraid to, if we put the reserve on the back truck at 80 and nobody bids on it, then there's nothing to say we can't put it back up for auction after that auction ends for 60 with a reserve.
So with those auctions, if it doesn't sell on the auction, can you open it up to private individuals or?
I talked to Lonnie about, I feel like if we go through the auction process and it doesn't sell, then we can just say, hey, we got a back truck for sale,
Yeah.
you know, I think, but I'm not, I don't know.
Who, can anybody get access to those auctions, or do you have to, oh, okay, so,
Yeah, I can go right online.
I just wasn't sure, like,
You don't have
Not-
to be a municipality. to
right,
bid
that's
in
what I'm
the
saying, like, I mean, people need to, I mean, if they're
No,
interested in
and
it, they should get on there.
Tell your brother.
It's gotten weird, in the old days, they only had one surplus auction, and it was run by the federal government. Now, there's like 3 different ones.
Okay,
With the old one, you used to be able to go in there and, you could buy something before it went to auction for less price,
okay.
if you were a municipality.
Do you know what that site is off the top of your head?
I think if you put in Gov surplus, or surplus auction, it'll pop up.
Okay,
Well,
All right.
that's just one of those things I can see wanting to,
yeah, I just,
so a GSA auction, is that it?
That's one of them, yeah.
And then there's
I got
also GSD.
Yeah, I'm seeing the GSD.
Which one do we use, do you know?
I'd have to look at the computer.
Okay.
It might be, I'm not sure. And the circuitry, they're all hooked together. I don't know. It's gotten really confusing.
I know, but there's a 2010 Dodge Grand Caravan.
oh, good
There's
lord.
tons of vehicles on there. Some of them are good.
I guess, if you can get that before 6 o'clock and just shoot me a text, that might be just something to
Well,
include
we're
in
not, I mean,
comments.
and we're not, I mean, I'm not, we're gonna look at, we might run it, I don't know, we may look at the auction, I can't remember which one the guys were looking at the other day to put it on. But we may,
Fire truck.
after I look into the
So,
details, we may.
how do you feel about the messaging? If there's anybody who's interested in that, feel free to reach out to our Public Works Director, and he'll tell you which site we get it listed on.
Mhm.
It doesn't scale real well. Are you sure you're good with that?
There's not many people interested in a back truck.
No,
And
but, you know,
There's a lot of people with a lot, oh, never mind.
there's I don't know.
I mean,
Can you use it to pump septic tanks?
it's a massive piece of equipment.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
what they're for.
Well, yeah, so I mean, it would be like,
Potential
Carbon
overhead
County
on it
sewer.
is massive too, so.
yeah, okay.
Interesting. I got it.
All right,
That's
so-
interesting. Off of that one.
The next one, new ordinance, this, governing residential trash cans. This came about,
Governing residential
Residential.
trash cans.
This is the meeting that you said, no, don't invite me to that one.
Oh, good.
So
Yeah.
what meeting was this?
But you don't get to go though.
Oh,
I'll go ahead and then introduce you, Jody, and I'm here if you need.
well, okay, so we have a lot of, properties in town now, especially that we've allowed the ADU
Mm-hmm.
building in the backyard.
Mhm.
Or we have people who have a garage and they put living quarters in it, or they put plumbing, a bathroom in their garage. So because our garbage is part of our utility bill, if you have more than one hookup, you are getting charged for 2 garbages. And in this case, this gentleman had built, he has his house, and then he has a garage with some living quarters above it that he uses for an office, and he has he has a bathroom in it.
Mhm.
It's up on the hill, he has to haul the garbage all the way up the hill, and so he doesn't do that because he also has a business in town and pays for a dumpster. So he just
Oh.
brings his garbage into the dumpster. Well, this is, and we all agree, you still have to pay for one garbage service. But as a council, do we want to revisit the fact that he's actually now being charged for, that it's on his utility bill, he's being charged for 2 garbage services,
Ah.
and he's being charged for 2 recycling services, and he has 1 family there, not 2 families.
But because of his.
And I wanna,
And
I
he's
guess,
paying for a dumpster.
and I guess I'm gonna revisit
Huh.
this and take the staff kind of side of it, which is, I don't think we create a new ordinance to address a situation. But
Correct.
right now, the rule is, and this is built into how we bid out our trash cans, because we have a lot of people that say, well, I'm only there 3 months in the summer, so I only pay garbage 3 months out of the year, but
Yeah, no, that's
we bid it
not,
for an annual.
You're taking a step
Um,
on a slippery slope.
Yeah, and so, if there's an option if you have 4 units or more, so like in a 4-plex or an apartment complex, you have the option of opting out and getting a commercial dumpster, and that case, we won't do it. By the way, that's not actually documented anywhere, that's just kind of a policy that's been done, and so I'd like to see that get documented if that's what we're gonna do. So
Okay.
the current
Let me make some
guidelines
notes
are,
there.
God, I didn't know
if
about that
there's a
one.
living quarters, it gets trashed. So if you're a house in an ADU,
Mhm.
is that automatically 2, or is it 1? Because, and they may only have 1 service, 1 water and 1 sewer in that particular situation, but they're supposed to let us know, because there's apartments that have 1 water bill, but they get billed for garbages because we know about that. And this particular one you have a name, Jody, is talking about, is one that has been there long existence, but when it was on taxes,
It was a
it-
single
it-
parcel.
It didn't get picked up that he had 2 sewer hookups. And so when we switched to utilities and he has 2 sewer hookups, it kind of jumped to the thing. So again, I think we need an official, ordinance that addresses this so that it says if there's 4 or more that future administrations and stuff have to go on. But I also think we need to be careful of what the slippery slopes are, and I don't think we change things to address an outlier situation.
And I,
To the extent that it's,
Mhm.
to the extent that this is not maybe an outlier, or how many other
yeah,
things.
so my thing is, when we had this meeting, and I absolutely, I mean, if you're a residential property, you're gonna pay for garbage.
Mhm.
But the question to me is, if you put an ADU on your property as a guest house, or, in this case, a garage with some living quarters, whether you use it as an office or not, but if it's a single family, it's a single parcel,
Mhm.
do we allow them just to have 1 garbage can? And the way that you would address this would be in the ordinance that, we have it, if your garbage is full and overflowing, you need to get 2 cans, or it's $100 a day fine, period.
That's the
So-
one that we're passing now.
Yeah, so, would that adequately address that situation, that we start charging garbage cans by the number of if you want 2 cans, that's great, you'll pay for 2 cans. But, if you only want 1 can, because it's a single parcel with 2, a main house and an ADU, I'm not talking duplexes and triplexes, I'm talking an ADU, where you have an accessory dwelling unit, which could be a garage with a small living quarters, or it could be like a little guest house in the back. I'm not talking like a full-blown duplex or a triplex situation.
Wow.
But if it's a single piece of property with a single primary residence,
You get,
do they get 1, or do they have to get 2 or 3, like if they have an ADU? Your mother-in-law's apartment, and it's gonna work out better if there's space between you and them.
right. So, I mean, and I guess I wanted it to bring it here for council to start kind of addressing this, because I really feel that there should be some exception made for these type of situations, because, I mean, just because I have an office with, or a garage with a bathroom in it, or a workshop with a bathroom,
Mm-hmm.
I don't wanna pay for 2 garbages.
Right. And this meeting was with this gentleman.
No, this meeting was me, Lonnie, the mayor, and Danae.
Oh, okay.
It was
So-
basically staff and
It
council
was
person
staff
came as,
against Jody.
And Jody.
So,
Yeah.
me
That
trying
sounds
to
like a
defend my
fun.
situation.
I think the default would be how much overflowing garbage can.
Mm-hmm.
I have neighbors, we're outside of the city limits,
Mm-hmm.
that have canceled service and they share a garbage can. So
Mm-hmm.
2 households on one garbage can.
Mhm.
I don't say do that in town,
No,
but I'm just saying, I think that the amount of garbage production for a household, similar to what you did for the businesses, is if you don't have enough capacity, you need to go to the second can.
Yep.
Not just automatically move to a second can, because it's inexpensive.
Well,
I had 2 families living in my house, and we had enough capacity with a single can.
Mhm.
It was tight, but there was enough capacity.
and I have one neighborhood in my house that varies between 1 to 2 people there, and if they had 2 cans, it wouldn't be enough.
Right.
I have no idea what / how, but, so that's one of the things this could
Better
address
not
too,
know.
is if there's every primary residence, if this proposal goes through, has one.
Mhm.
And we'll have a negotiated rate for additional cans, but if you get the fine from the one that we're passing right now, cut 2 or 3 times or something, that obviously doesn't meet your trash needs, you need to get another can.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
So we're talking about this problem specifically, or we're just trying to look at the big picture of
It would be also looking at the big picture, like
Okay.
for residential cans.
This is very unique.
It is, but we also have, you know, this has come up since we started putting it's a utility bill now
Yeah.
with the
Mhm.
garbage and the recycling.
The other thing you wanna make sure is before you go down that road is part of our contract price is based on their number of cans.
Right, and I said, we're not getting away from that, so.
If we decrease the number of cans, then probably price per can is gonna go up.
Mhm.
How many of these units exist in the city?
Danae was gonna get
I
that
want
number
to-
for us.
1980, there's somewhere we have a number, I wanna say it's just under 2,000.
No, how many
Right.
do we actually have?
Oh, how
ADUs?
many of this
Just-
sort of a
yeah.
thing?
Yeah.
It's-
Where you have, and you're talking,
Yeah.
they have 2 sewer hookups and 2 water hookups on one.
Well,
Well, this
they-
one doesn't have a water hookup, he's
They
on
have,
a well.
they have a well and they have to, like I said, I don't wanna get around for this is a corner case, and so we're creating a new law for one particular instance.
Right.
But it's kind of like it's kind of like the observatory. It bubbled something up to the issue that, oh, this is gonna come up again.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
So is this gonna come up again, and how do we do it? Another one, so there's 2 times you don't pay city trash right now. Neither one of them is documented, they're just policy and history. One is 4 units or more, you can opt out. The second one is if you have a commercial can at your house. I know somebody had one of those for a while.
I did.
Then you don't have to have, like, if that's, and you have a separate contract with them for that, then you cannot have a city can to do that. So you're not paying for the city can plus the commercial can. But make sure your commercial can is bear resistant and sealed, because otherwise you need a separate can for that too.
Mm.
The answer is, I don't know how many there is, so is
I
this
have-
something we want to address?
1 unit
Mhm.
with a single sewer and water hookup with 2 residents. I have another unit with single sewer and water hookup with 3 residents.
And does one of them pay 2 cans and one of them pay 3 cans?
We all just have one?
They should be if they knew about it, as it currently sits.
Wait,
And, but I'm not running over capacity on the single can.
And again, that's,
It's not money out of my pocket, it's money out of my renter's pocket.
right.
Because they pay for those things. So, I guess there's an example of, you know, they're single bedroom units, so they're not family.
It's like a primary residence.
It's one bedroom apartments with individuals, single individuals or a couple, but they're not generating overcapacity on the garbage.
So if I may restate Jody's,
Yeah, you're making me nervous now. Are we supposed to have per resident?
right now, we
Are
do,
you serious?
we do per living quarters. Now, what I don't know is if those are like one-bedroom apartments, like at the bunkhouse,
Mm-hmm.
or like something that you have, so like you have one trash can for all of your 14 units? So that's, what happened is this came up and it's like, and we don't have anything on paper, we should have something on paper. If I let my inner Ann come out, we need to get ahead of this. We need to have,
I have 13
Well-
units and a 1-yard dumpster at the bunkhouse.
but that's a dumpster, that's a commercial.
It's a
So like I
dumpster.
said, if you have more than 4, you can do that.
Yeah.
But what I don't wanna do is I don't wanna have Ann come up in a meeting and say, this is sloppy, we need to get ahead of this, this is good old boy stuff that's been happening, and let's fix that and have one standard and have it constant and have it documented.
Well, I think
I
in
wanna
this
throw
case
myself
that
under the bus,
she is
but-
right. Things are not
And figure, I haven't
uniform.
said a word.
No, but if she said that about this, I mean, that's what it's not uniform. There's not every location, depending on what's there, is treated the same.
Right, 'cause,
Well,
okay, so
right
like,
now, to the best of our ability, what is uniform is one
It's right.
residence equals one trash can. And we are defining a residence
Done.
as it has a water and sewer hookup.
So I think what we need to do is
Or-
relook
or-
at that let me finish, relook at the definition of what that residence is. Because just because you have more than one water and sewer hookup does not necessarily mean you have 2 residences. I guess that's my point.
Great.
And just because you have one, doesn't mean
Well,
you
now I
only
wanna-
have one.
So
Now
now
we're
you guys
looking-
get to have a discussion about how you're gonna pick this up next time, because we're 5 minutes
Yes.
over.
Oh,
So I
Well,
guess
now
think
I'm
about it, guys.
stressing.
Well, think about it, like, because we need to decide what needs to be addressed, how we can address it, so that everyone is treated
'cause
equally.
I know,
So that, and also the fact that at least every parcel needs to pay for at least one trash can.
And from my side, it cannot create an administrative impossibility nightmare for staff.
so I know that I know what I'm paying for, but I still only have 2 trash cans out there
Mhm.
by choice.
But you're paying for more than that?
If we go by the utility bill, yes.
Yeah,
Yes,
you
but
are.
I only have, but, yeah, so I mean, I know that, and when I've talked to the city before, they're like, well, you can get more, but one, they're not even filling the capacity with the 2 that I have, and having more out there with my location being where it is, I will get so much trash from campers and tourists dropping that
Yeah.
I don't want them there.
Like I said, if you went with a 1-yard dumpster, everybody and their dog would say,
yeah.
oh, good, there's a
Yeah,
1-yard
no.
dumpster.
Yep, and that's one of the reasons why we had to remove.
Could you put it behind that?
We used to
No.
have one.
Because you'd have to pull it out for the garbage guy all the
Yep,
time.
and we actually had it right
Right.
where he could pick it up, and we
Yeah.
said no more. Because and that was one of the reasons, was so many people, and still people don't.
You're not gonna solve it.
No, we
today.
won't.
You're gonna keep it on the agenda
So,
for next time?
Yes, we'll keep it on the agenda for next time. Guys, think about,
I lost my pencil.
Just,
yes.
the ADUs that I know about, for Estelle, I forgot her first name,
Okay.
she's got 2, so does that mean she needs 3 garbage cans then?
Yes,
And
and-
does she have 3 garbage cans, do you know of?
I do not know.
Oh my
And-
God.
Yeah.
And one of the things that complicates it is they changed it now so you don't have, if it's an ADU, and there's a bunch of definitions for an ADU, it has to be under,
So many feet.
yeah,
600,
I don't know, it's like 1,500.
Yeah.
Has to be smaller than the primary residence, and it's an ADU, you can get away with 1 water and 1 sewer, which means the city doesn't know about it. So theoretically, if they let us know about it, they're getting charged per can, but if we
Well-
don't know about it, they're not getting charged
And the
per
thing
can.
is, with this one right up here now, if he built this garage this year, he would not need a separate sewer line.
I
But
don't
because it was,
remember
because it was built so long ago, they used to require
A separate-
for impact fees, he would have to have a separate sewer line for every unit, for every,
Does he know what faces him in the future yet?
that. In what sense?
Yeah.
I mean, since that we're thinking about him and things might
Oh.
change for him, does he know?
Oh,
that-
he's aware, yeah, no, he reached out to Jody and he's reached out to
Okay,
me.
all right.
and you
And
responded
so-
back, right?
I did not yet.
Okay,
Okay, so everything below,
He's in this thing. He's
Yeah,
in-
so
He's
we-
in the loop.
yeah.
Okay,
Well, he will be, Dave was supposed to get back to him
okay.
and let him know that we are
I think
revisiting
because
it.
the framework, you just need to expand it to residential from commercial, that if you're exceeding your capacity on a regular basis, you need to upgrade to a second can or a larger container.
Like I said, to me, this is a separate section. This isn't the one that we've done right now.
Right, but the framework's there, you just need to.
Yeah.
move
And,
it.
and we do have to
Copy
keep it, and we definitely have to keep in mind that our, you know, Mike is absolutely right, our contract is based on the number of residential units that we have in the city of Red Lodge.
And we true up once a year,
Yeah,
so.
okay, we are over,
Well,
yes,
okay.
so, thank you. Any other comments? No?
no,
Okay, all right, thank you.
Thank you.